Alright, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about something very interesting that might have gone over a lot of your guys' heads. So in the latest JP data download, we did get a little update to this Super Saiyan 3 Goku's assets, this STR one right here. So I'm pretty sure it was a sprite animation, and then his character ID. I could be wrong, but I know a sprite animation got updated, and it was something else. But regardless, usually when a unit as old as this guy, or just when an old unit in general gets updated, it usually means they're about to resurface somehow, whether that means they're going to EZA or they have something to do with the theme, whatever. That's usually the case. So obviously, in this case, this guy's probably about to EZA soon. And what does that say about the theme for the celebration is going to EZA in? Well, you know, the point I'm trying to make is we're probably going to get a GT theme relatively soon. Now, when are we going to get that? I have absolutely no idea. It could be Worldwide Download Celebration because that's like a couple months away. Could be Tanabata. It could just be a monthly Dokkan Fest. We could just get a Dokkan Fest baby next on JP, and then this guy's going to EZA during that celebration. I honestly don't know, but I'm going to have a little bit of fun in this video. We're going to speculate on some LRs that we could get for the GT category, or just for GT, because I guess there's not technically a GT category yet. Hey, they could introduce that if we get a new GT celebration, because we still need it. It's crazy. All we got is GT bosses and GT heroes, which, I mean, GT heroes, I guess you could get a solid team going on there, but like GT bosses, it's just such a bad category. It would do a lot of these GT units very, very well if we just got just a GT category, just like that. I feel like that would be really beneficial for a lot of these GT bosses units because it finally gives them some good teams. And, you know, they wouldn't really link well with like a lot of the Super Saiyan 4 units. Like, you know, Omega Shenron linked with Super Saiyan 4 Goku isn't an ideal rotation, but it's just more options for a lot of these GT units that don't have that great of teams, right? But anyway, like I said, we don't know what celebration it could be, but I'm going to speculate on some LRs. I'm going to assume it's just not going to be a random monthly Dokkan Fest because GT is still missing a few things. You'd think we've got everything we need for GT right now. We got LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, an LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. We got an LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku standalone and a standalone Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. We got, you know, Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan Goku and a Super Saiyan Vegeta. We got LR17, Carnival LR Omega. We got all these things, but still, a few things we need, right? It's Dokkan too, so even if we have already, I don't know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, just give us a new one with better animations. Hell, I'd summon for it, right? It's a Gogeta. Pfft, of course. Speaking of that, first unit we got right here is a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So yes, we have an LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but technically, it's not a standalone Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, so, you know, they could do that whole thing. It would be a little cheap because we got this guy a couple years ago during 7th year anniversary, but it's not that big of a deal. A standalone LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with better animations, maybe some new mechanics, and as long as they make him good, he could just be pretty beneficial for the game. Now, he's not going to be on a lot of weak teams or anything like that. I mean, there's a few, you know, Giant 8 Power, Fusion, GT Heroes, Shadow Dragon Saga, all definitely could use the help, but it's not like a villains unit where all their teams suck, so they're just massively benefiting the game. But again, it's a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Are you really going to complain about getting a standalone LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? No, you're going to summon on it until you pull him, just like everyone else. So definitely something we need, but not as important for the game as some of these other options we're going to go over. Next up, we got Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So the last Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta we got was this guy. 2019. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be almost 5 years old, or a little over 5 years old, by the time Worldwide Download Celebration rolls around. So then getting another Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta standalone, I feel like would make sense, because this guy's animations kind of suck. His kit, it's not bad. With his EZA, he can be somewhat useful, but am I going to say he's top tier, or even, like, really viable? No, I would say he's just barely good, because in real difficult content, unless he's got type advantage, you're probably not going to be able to bring him in there. I mean, no guard, no damage reduction, no dodge. It really does put a toll on a lot of units, especially when it's someone like this guy whose stats isn't really that crazy. After he supers, his stats can be decent, but they're not, like, great. Like I said, if he's got type advantage, he'll probably be able to tank normals in difficult events, and only normals. Supers will still do a lot of damage to him, but outside of that, yeah, he's going to get crushed. So getting a new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is definitely needed. Also, the teams that he would be on, some of them would be pretty bad, because as most of you know, Dokkan doesn't really like Vegeta units, so we don't really get a lot of buffs to things like Vegeta Family, or just a lot of these Vegeta teams like Worthy Rivals, Gifted Warriors, stuff like that. So then a new LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta being on, you know, Vegeta Family, Shadow Dragon Saga, Worthy Rivals, Saviors, Giant 8 Power, Gifted Warriors, Miraculous Awakening, GT Heroes would be very good because these categories, some of them aren't bad. Like GT Heroes, you could get a pretty solid team. I guess same thing with like Giant 8 Power. You got a lot of the Dragon Ball Heroes units on there, but still, it could use a top tier LR like a new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Also, he's on some good teams like Pure Saiyans, Bond of Parent Child, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Battle of Fate, which have a lot of, good units on there. So you could just kind of throw him on one of those teams and he'd have a great spot. In terms of his linking partners, and this is just assuming a new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would have this exact same link set, which he probably would. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess we would need like a new LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They could link well together. This guy's already starting to age, so by the time we'd get a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, that just wouldn't even be a viable rotation, because even right now, this guy, he's not bad. Don't get me wrong. This guy's not bad at all, but it's tricky. I mean, especially, for the next Worldwide Download Celebration, if that's what we're saying, that's going to be GT-themed. Imagine what the power creep's going to be then, and this guy's already struggling in the current difficult content, so I just don't know if he's going to be that great by the time we get a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So some of his linking partners here, they might not be as good at that point. So we definitely could use a couple new Super Saiyan 4 units. That's why I said a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would be a really good addition. And then getting this Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would be good as well. I guess same thing with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but we did just have this guy, last year. So it'd feel a little cheap, but they could do it. I mean, it's Dokkan. Are we really going to complain about LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku? No. I mean, both of them would be cool, right? Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and then a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It just depends on where they take it from. Because I guess if they would take Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the Omega Shenron fight, that technically would be new. It's still a LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which, like I said, we just got one last year. But it's from a different saga, so it would kind of make sense that we would get another one because, it's like a different saga, so it's a little newer. You guys know what I'm saying. But anyway, next up, we got Baby. So we need either a Dokkan Fest Baby. I'll take a Carnival LR baby, a Dokkan Fest LR baby. I don't care. Just a new baby. That's what we need. You want to talk about weak teams. Okay. All right. Artificial Life Forms, Giant Form, Terrifying Conquerors, Target Goku, Final Trump Card, because the Extreme Class side of this team really isn't that great. We got Revenge, Inhuman Deeds, Giant 8 Power. The Extreme Class side of this just absolutely sucks. Space Traveling Warriors could use the help. Corroded Body and Mind could use the help. GT Bosses absolutely needs the help. And this guy's got GT, Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphoses, Big Bad Bosses, and I would assume a Dokkan Fest Baby or whatever would have some of these links as well. More specifically, like Thirst for Conquest and Big Bad Bosses are the two that I would want. So a lot of these Extreme Class units that are on a lot of these categories, he's massively helping because he's going to link well with them. So if we can get a new baby that's good defensively, and I mean, dude, if you want to make him like a Rainbow Orb Changer, an Extreme Class support, anything like that, you don't even have to make him an Extreme Class support. Just make him good. Just make him good defensively for slot 1, and then bam, a lot of these categories instantly become better. So a baby would be great for the game. Don't get me wrong, new Goku would be nice, new Vegeta would be nice, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would be nice as well, but this guy would be like very, very beneficial just for the game overall. So definitely a unit I would like to see personally. GT Bosses just sucks right now too. It's crazy. Carnival LR Omega Shenron released for that category and did nothing. And then they updated it with like a free LR. And then that's it. It's like they like gave a half-hearted attempt at revisiting this category. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to make it good. Part 2 of Tanabata, Carnival LR Omega Shenron. We'll get EZA Baby in there. Don't worry, this category is going to be good. And then like they gave up. They're like, you know what? Whatever. It's all right. It doesn't need to be good. Let's backtrack on it, man. Let's go buff Pure Saiyans again or something. So if we actually get a Carnival LR baby, of course, it would be very beneficial for this category. We'd need another unit or two. I don't know. You could super EZA this guy. Actually, I think I pulled him up somewhere. Okay, well, I just spoiled all the other units that we're going to talk about in this video, but whatever. You could super EZA this guy, and then you could release a Carnival LR baby, and then I mean, what else can you do for this category? You could EZA a couple of these random units, like General Rildo, this physical Nova Shenron, and then like a free-to-play unit. That's pretty much the most they could do for this category. I would say anything less wouldn't be enough. But all of those units that I just mentioned, like a new free-to-play unit, EZA for a couple of these random units just on this category, and then the new LR Baby, and then the Super EZA for this guy, they would all need to be really, really good. Which, I think the odds of that are pretty likely. A lot of the baby units in the past have been pretty good. Like this guy's EZA was amazing. This guy has a really good blueprint for a super EZA, which we can't talk about right now. So Super 17 is a support, which is really good for a lot of these extreme class units because, of course, he's on some pretty weak teams. Androids, Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, Artificial Life Forms, target Goku, GT bosses. So definitely him being a support is nice. Throw some attack and defense in here, maybe a little bit of key, and then, you know, you're kind of good. Yeah, and then, you know, just do that thing where you throw a bunch of random stuff in their kit. I mean, that's about all I have to say. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hang on, let me pull up the Super EZA Kid Buu really quick, and then you guys can see. Oh, he's not on Power Absorption. The point I'm trying to make is with a lot of these Super EZA units, they just go from like 0 to 100 with their passive. Like, look at this. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. And then pre-EZA or pre-Super EZA, I guess. I don't know. How do we check his pre-Super EZA kit? Well, regardless, it was like a line or two, even with his EZA. And then with the Super EZA, it's like they add an extra 7 lines of passive. So this guy already having some pretty decent things built in, like 40% damage reduction, a really good super attack effect, some pretty decent stats, minus the fact that he doesn't have any defense here, and then more damage reduction and a support. All they got to do is just throw in a bunch of random stuff in here, add some defense to the stats, give him a little bit of extra damage reduction, throw some stats and key in the support, and then he's like amazing. So it's going to be really easy to make this guy good. That's why I think GT bosses potentially could be on the up, but we got to see. We'd have to see how they handle a Carnival LR Baby. We'd have to see how they handle, you know, free-to-play units, some of these other EZA units. But this guy's Super EZA, back to the point I was trying to make, definitely could be very good. And then speaking of EZAs, some of the other GT EZAs that we could see, I kind of spoiled them a second ago, but we got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta right here. This guy's good. No guard, no damage reduction, no dodge. So he's not great, but he's still pretty good. He's got some pretty high stats, 200% right here, 50% on a super attack effect, 40% here. He's got super effective against all types, and he's got a nullification. So all things considered, as long as they just improve upon what he already has, he's bound to be really good with his EZA. He's not on that many weak teams, so it's not like he's going to be super great for the game. But like I said with the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it's a Gogeta, right? Like, of course we want him to be good. I mean, he's going to be amazing regardless. You know, Dokkan loves their Gogetas, their Vegetos, all that. So I could definitely imagine this guy being a crazy top-tier unit, not only because they love Gogetas and stuff like that, but he's got some pretty solid things built into his kit. Nullifications, a lot of stats, you know, some good mechanics in here, like super effective against all types and whatnot. So definitely good potential with him. But then next up, we got some of my favorite units in all of Dokkan, the Golden Week units. I forgot what year. Well, I guess right here, 2021. So the 2021 Golden Week units, I just like them. Rainbow Orb Changers, they get so much stats on Super, or depending on how many key spheres you get with them. They're just fun units, right? They're just really fun. They can do a bunch of damage even now. Their defense does kind of suck, but of course with their EZA, that's something they can kind of build upon. I'd say maybe give them guard for the first couple turns, maybe give them guard, but have it restricted to like 3 rainbow key spheres or something like that, which wouldn't be that difficult because, you know, they're rainbow orb changing. And especially if you have both of these guys on the same rotation, dude, rainbow orbs isn't even going to be an issue with them, right? Now, neither of them are a support or anything like that, but because they're rainbow orb changing, some of the weaker teams that they're on are getting massively buffed. So stuff like GT Heroes, Bond of Friendship, Giant Ape Power. Yeah, and then I guess that's pretty much it with the Goku. But those 3 teams are getting buffed. And then with the Vegeta, we got a couple more weaker teams here, like Worthy Rivals, Gifted Warriors, Vegeta Family, Giant Ape Power, GT Heroes. Just a few more teams, I guess, not that many more than the Goku. You know, of course, they're going to be pretty beneficial for the game. So if you could just kind of throw them on a team, they're doing their thing. The Rainbow Orb Changers, of course, they're going to be pretty good there. Now, they do have some restrictions to having them with GT Heroes category units, but it's not that important, at least with the Vegeta. The Vegeta, it's only a little bit of extra attack, so it's not that big of a deal. The Goku, it's a little bit of extra defense, which is pretty important, especially because start of turn, these guys' defensive stats isn't that great. I think it's after they super when it starts to look a little bit more impressive. So we'd have to see how they handle their EZAs. You know, if they give them guard, damage reduction, dodge, anything like that, then maybe missing this with the Goku wouldn't be as detrimental as it is now. But, you know, just keep in mind, you do kind of want them with other GT Heroes units, which is even more of a testament as to why we need some of these EZAs and some of these LRs that we're going over in this video, right? So these guys, definitely good potential for their EZA, but the final unit that I want to talk about, LR Super 17, man. This guy, even on release, I remember he wasn't really that great. I don't know. This guy was just a weird just release all around. Didn't really do a whole lot for the game. He was on some weak teams, sure, but even at the time of release, you could just tell he wasn't enough. So with his EZA, they could do him a little bit of justice, make him good, give him some good super attack effects. I guess his stats aren't really that bad. I would say just bump up his damage reduction. Or if they want to make his stats just insane and keep his little damage reduction, I guess that's fine too. But it'd be a little easier just to, you know, maybe bump this up to like 180%, but then make this, I don't know, 50% damage reduction just for free. I know they like to keep the 17 theme because, of course, it's Super 17, but I don't know. It's his EZA. We want him to be good rather than keep a theme of him just having 17 in his kit. So I would say bump up the damage reduction. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. Give him defense on super attack, bump up the damage reduction, and then he's pretty much good, right? That's about it. And then it's another extreme class unit, so, you know, GT bosses, androids, artificial life forms, target Goku, inhuman deeds, power absorption, blah, blah, blah. That whole 9 yards. But anyway, that has been the video. Let me know which unit I went over or which potential unit we could be seeing that I went over. You're the most excited for. Me personally, the 2021 Golden Week units, I gotta see their EZA, man. I'm really hyped for that. So once again, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.